This is the absolute strength that China, as the world's #1 railway powerhouse, has demonstrated, and Japan cannot catch up. This is how the Japanese specialized transportation media, Merkmal, evaluated the Indonesia Jakarta-Bandung High-Speed Rail, which is constructed by China. In July 2023, the commissioning and trial operation of the Jakarta-Bandung High-Speed Rail not only attracted the attention of Japanese media but also left Vietnamese netizens, who have yet to have high-speed rail, envious. Compared to Japan's high-speed rail project in Vietnam, which has been delayed for various reasons for many years, the Jakarta-Bandung High-Speed Rail project in Indonesia has prompted them to call out to the Vietnamese government, seek help from China. Japan has long been recognized as a railway powerhouse. However, in recent years, Japan's numerous overseas railway construction projects have faced challenges due to technical, financial, and local policy issues. In addition to the competition from emerging powers like China, Japan is left pondering its future in foreign railway construction. What are the real reasons behind Japan's repeated setbacks in overseas projects? Let's explore this in today's video. Let's begin. China is still the best. Vietnamese netizens exclaimed on social media upon hearing the news that the Jakarta-Bandung High-Speed Rail achieved a top speed of 350 km per hour during its commissioning and trial operation. They envied Indonesia's high-speed rail because they once had plans for a high-speed railway of their own. According to the magazine Foreign Affairs, as early as 2006, Japan and Vietnam signed a memorandum of understanding on railway development, and the construction of the North-South high-speed rail in Vietnam was put on the agenda. This North-South railway, spanning over 1,500 kilometers, would connect Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi, becoming one of Vietnam's most significant projects at the time. However, this plan came to naught in 2010. The primary reason was that Japan's proposed project duration was too long, and the cost was as high as 1/3 of Vietnam's GDP at the time. This plan didn't even pass the parliamentary review in Vietnam and was never initiated. The North-South Railway in Vietnam is not the only overseas high-speed rail project that Japan has faced difficulties with. According to the Bangkok Post, multiple departments, including the Thai Ministry of Rail Transport, jointly held a technical meeting for the Bangkok-Chiang Mai high-speed rail project in March of this year. The 600-kilometer-long Bangkok-Chiang Mai high-speed rail is planned to be constructed by Japan, using Shinkansen-style trains capable of reaching speeds of up to 300 km per hour. Thailand and Japan signed the first phase cooperation memorandum for this project in 2015, but due to high costs and domestic controversies in Thailand, the project is still under review. Japan's high-speed rail project in India has been progressing for some time. In June, the Swarajya magazine reported that the 63-kilometer Surat-Vadodara section of the Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed rail is expected to undergo its first trial run in August 2026, with construction on other sections expected to commence within the next 5 to 10 years. According to the Nikkei Asian Review, in order to ensure the completion of the Surat high-speed rail station in the state of Gujarat, India, by July 2024, 650 workers have been working around the clock at the Surat high-speed rail station. This high-speed rail line, spanning 508 kilometers, and which commenced construction in 2017, is finally poised to complete 12.4% of the project in 9 years. In addition to several high-speed rail projects abroad facing stagnation and slow progress, Japanese manufactured high-speed trains have faced various challenges in countries such as Europe and the United States. In 2017, the debut of the Hitachi Class 800 trains in the United Kingdom was marred by issues such as air conditioning leaks, power outages, and seat cushion leakage. In 2021, due to safety concerns related to the wheelbase of the Kawasaki 7000 series trains from Japan, Washington, D.C. experienced 3 subway train derailments in a single day, resulting in a 60% shutdown of the entire subway network in the city. According to Merkmal, the technology gap between Japan and China in high-speed rail is becoming evident. The article suggests that the construction equipment used in China's projects is imported as is and will subsequently be used in another project within China or a third country. The construction of the Jakarta-Bandung High-Speed Rail in Indonesia, for instance, introduced products that were identical to those used domestically in China, particularly in terms of tracks, signals, communications, and locomotives. This allows for quick equipment retrieval from within China in case of malfunctions, and many of the components can be repurposed for other projects once the initial project is completed, making it difficult for other nations to emulate this approach. Taking into consideration various factors, I believe that Japan's challenges in overseas high-speed rail projects can be attributed to three main factors. First, compared to emerging powers like China, Japan's long-standing high-speed rail equipment no longer possesses a significant performance advantage. The high cost of project construction and its associated equipment, along with higher maintenance costs in the long run, have eroded Japan's competitiveness as an established player in the industry. Secondly, railway and other infrastructure projects are long-term, capital-intensive endeavors with high risks and slow returns. Japanese private enterprises engaged in high-speed rail construction are increasingly focused on the economic bottom line. Even with strong government backing, if risks become hard to manage, the leading investors are reluctant to continue their involvement. The delayed initiation of the Bangkok-Chiang Mai high-speed rail project in Thailand is an example of this. According to the Nikkei Asian Review, Japan estimated that the entire high-speed rail line would cost the Thai government approximately 420 billion Thai baht, approximately 87 billion Chinese yuan, but Japan refused joint investment and insisted on providing low-interest loans for the project only. Thailand's former Prime Minister, Prayuth Chan-o-cha, suggested reducing the train's maximum speed to 180 to 200 km per hour to save on the budget. Thailand's finance minister also requested Japan to present a more cost-effective investment plan, but the request was declined by Japan. Thirdly, these projects are subject to limitations imposed by local conditions and policies. Japan primarily collaborates with developed countries in Europe and the United States on railway projects, focusing on providing train cars and technology. In contrast, collaborations with Southeast Asian countries like Thailand, India, and Vietnam involve comprehensive construction, often with larger projects and longer timelines. During the construction process, issues are bound to arise. These developing countries in Southeast and South Asia have complex situations, lack political stability, and may have financial constraints. Japan's infrastructure investments in these countries are influenced by various external factors, such as slow land acquisition and resettlement, financial disruptions, and inefficient local governments, which can lead to protracted project durations. According to media reports, 1 year after construction commenced, Japan's high-speed rail project in India faced delays due to protests by local farmers over insufficient land compensation. Subsequently, a change in the government of Maharashtra state in India led to further delays in land acquisition. From 2019 to 2022, the Shiv Sena party ruled in Maharashtra state and did not support the high-speed rail construction. Combined with the rising costs of raw materials like steel and cement, the project's construction costs increased, leading to multiple postponements in the completion date. Compared to Japan's Bangkok-Chiang Mai high-speed rail project, which has been slow to commence, China initiated the first phase construction of a railway project in 2022 connecting Lame Chabang port in northeastern Thailand to the capital Bangkok and the eastern industrial hub of Rayong. The first phase construction is expected to be completed by 2027. Some media outlets have commented that this project serves as a microcosm of China's and Japan's development in overseas high-speed rail projects. In recent years, many Japanese companies have been seeking opportunities abroad. The Nikkei Asian Review commentary suggests that this can help offset the shrinkage of the domestic market in Japan. However, without the corresponding capabilities, there's a risk of eroding trust in Japanese quality from the outside world. Japan has been closely monitoring the Indonesia Jakarta-Bandung High-Speed Rail project driven by China, viewing it as a major challenge to Japan's international strategic influence. In my view, one of the primary reasons Japan is advancing rail construction overseas despite challenges and potential financial losses is its desire to expand its strategic influence abroad. When competing for the high-speed rail project in India, Japan offered extremely favorable conditions, providing equipment, technology, and loans. Instead of focusing on whether the project aligns with economic and sustainable operational norms, Japan was more concerned about whether this project could strengthen its strategic influence in India and other emerging market countries. Countries looking to build high-speed rail also hope to receive more assistance. According to Vietnam's VN Express, the Vietnamese Prime Minister reiterated his request for Japanese support in building the North-South high-speed rail during a meeting with Japan's finance minister in Hanoi earlier this year. Recently, one of the main purposes of Vietnam's Minister of Transport's visit to China was to seek Chinese support for railway upgrades and urban rail construction in Vietnam. China's successful overseas railway projects have Japan's close attention. It is too early to claim that China has surpassed Japan, as China's infrastructure operation models overseas still require refinement. Additionally, developed European nations like France and Germany also present competition in foreign infrastructure projects. The future development of the overseas infrastructure market remains to be observed. Both Japan and China need to adapt to the new international economic environment and align with the practical needs of recipient countries to secure a foothold in the overseas infrastructure market. Okay, that's all for today. Please put your comments below, and share your insightful ideas with other people. Hot Topics time to explore the wisdom behind the news. We will see you in the next video.